starting on Catalina. Wow, that map loaded really, really fast. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our players spawning in the top kind of rightish position of Catalina. Our pink Terran player from Team Bear Sloths. It is BCX.
And to the left of Catalina, it is the purple Terran player for All Inspiration, Canary, Senpai. Senpai has a plan.
Certainly.
Inside intel.
Oh, I didn't read anything, so I don't. Or you probably practiced with him, so that's a good possibility. But I mean, if BCX, I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like BCX, he's either going to open up the same way he did against Tux, or he actually specifically planned build orders for each player. So he has a separate build mindset ready for Canary. Because if he does continue doing what has been doing with this weird 2 racks to 3 racks opener, I feel like Canary is someone who can just completely counter that blindly.
I think we're going to see how he chooses to counter this blindly very shortly. Yeah, there's going to be a barracks here for Canary. Will he just try and do like the same build? That's kind of a way to blind counter a build, is to blindly do the same build you think he's going to do.
Okay.
Nah, that's going to be gas.
No, no, not quite. Close, but no cigar. Here we go. We do have the second rack coming from BCX. So no, this is just his TVT opener for the round of 16, it seems. He's going to be going for this again. I mean, this is a different player. Canary, he's not quite Tux. He plays differently. He is going for a pseudo earlier gas. So he still has an option to get the tanks pretty quickly, which will pretty harshly counter BCX and what he is doing. It's kind of dependent on what, I don't know, I'm curious to see what Canary's follow-up is going to be. He doesn't quite have the 50 mineral or 50 gas necessary to make a Reaper quickly, and I don't really know if he wants to against a 2 racks opener, which he is confirming currently. So he does know that is there, so it's kind of a question of where does Canary go from here?
I mean, he's just cut all barracks units out of this barracks. He says, like, I don't need a barracks unit right now. And to be honest, he kind of doesn't.
BCX does get an SCV in, though, so he will see the double gas. So he knows that exists, so he can just sit here and wait and look at the exact follow-up of his opponent. There's a factory down in an interesting location. But, well, Widow Mines? I just don't know. They're just really fast tanks, who knows?
Hmm. 2 factories.
Oh. I don't know. Well, with 2 gas, it has to be. I don't know. I just don't know. If you have an inkling, you can go ahead and clue us in. But the way he placed these, like, you wouldn't do that unless you were not planning on making add-ons, right?
Or if you float them to the 3rd.
Oh.
Mind games! Whoa! He's building a tech lab there as well. Is he going double tanks with a proxy barracks in the 3rd base? Because why the hell not? I told you, this bird has a plan. I don't know what the plan is yet, but when I figure it out, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, he's just going to make a lot of tanks.
BCX has got the soft contain with a bunker. It's going to have nothing in it. There's actually 8 Marines moving out to sit in this bunker, but...
Oh. There's a barracks on the other side of the map, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's a lot of Marines moving across the map right now for BCX, so I mean, these tanks are going to take a while to get up, and they're on the low ground, so Canary has to find a way to defend. Well, I guess he doesn't really care about defending his natural. Well, he doesn't need it.
How's he going to defend the main? He has 3 Marines against 8, and 8 is more than 3.
Yeah. And if BCX realizes this, I don't know, Canary. Maybe the whole freeze on the low ground was a bad idea. Well, he can swing it up from the back. Oh no. Oh no, BCX is going to see this immediately. And regardless, even if he doesn't, he can just go for the minerals. A lot of SVs are going to start dying now. There's no other way around this. He's going to lose a lot of SCVs here, but I don't know. Canary still has a tank available, I suppose. That's nice, but there's still 1 Marine. Actually, no Marines now. So every Marine has died here for BCX, so... Canary he lost 10 workers. He's down 9 currently. He has nothing mining gas anymore, so this 2 factory opener, Widow Mines and tanks, isn't quite going the way he is hoping. And now there's an SCV pull.
That's what the barracks is for. It's for vision.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
But how is it going to work? I mean, there's... What the hell is this game?
Oh, God.
Widowmine is going to... Oh my god,
Oh, no.
it actually burrowed. Wow, that's huge. All those SCVs are effectively dead. They may as well just go home. There's another mine. Oh! And there's the SCV equalize. And there's a barracks here. Hi, I'm a barracks. Hi, hello.
What
It's
is
actually
this
cheaper than a
game?
scan to have made
Yeah,
this
it
barracks.
is. It is much cheaper than a scan to be making this. He doesn't want to lose it, though. I mean, there's only 3 Marines, and he's got to wait for his tank to actually get over here to be useful. There we go. And now he has high ground vision with the barracks. The tank can start shelling up here. Now he can start containing. There's only a couple widow mines over here. He's gonna try and just go for this right now. The widow mine shots. He gets one widow mine shot off. The last one, can it get off as well? It does. More workers go down. A couple of tanks left over. They're both sieged up, however. I guess they're gonna... No, they're not quite gonna kill everything, but 14 SCVs have gone down. That means there's only 12 left for BCX right now, but he does have 2 command centers. Well, right now we only have... That bird he does have a plan. He's still making units, that's all I can say. He's got only 3 workers on gas now, so it's gonna be less tanks at least, but...
He landed the barracks! He's making a Marine! What a boss! But you know what I could do with now? Another Marine. You could also do like a CC at home and like some SCVs mining gas, but I mean... priorities, I guess, right? Supply depot might not go amiss to Canary, but... You're building a base in his base! God. Canary
Oh, can he get
stem?
stem? He is... maybe not quite going to be able to get stem. He does save that with SCV pull and the Marauders helping out as well. So stem will finish. That would have been a huge deal had that gone down, but still, it's a matter of how does BCX continue to deny this. The Widowmine on the... Is it going to get the tank? Can it shoot the tank? No.
Not quite. It'll shoot the Marine that pops out, which I guess is something, but... this is a icky position for BCX. He has 12 workers.
There we go. Finally, that's a command center coming up for Canary.
I mean, BCX has stim, but he has 4 Marines to use stim with and no medevacs to heal it with, which is why you normally delay stim until after your other tech units in TVT. Because you have no way of healing this. Like, you're just stimming units into tanks and they die because 35 hit points is the amount of damage that a tank does. GG.
Wow. GG from game number 1. That was I can honestly say
that's not Reapers.
that's not Reapers, and I have never seen a TVT like that. So that's game 1. That's game 1 for Canary, which means he has 2 games to play with, and you give a player like Canary 2 games where he has a lead
against this very stylistic Terran player who Canary has already identified and what he plays like. This is a very dangerous position for BCX.
It's intriguing. Adaptation is the way of the future. Indeed. So our next map is actually going to be Vane Research Station, and map 3, if we get there, is Secret Spring.
Secret. Oh my God, Secret Spring. I can't help but think Canary is going to do something else gas intensive to abuse this kind of play. I mean, this is why gas first is the way to play TPT nowadays, because you can get enough units out to survive the crazy stuff like this and just kill them. I mean, like, a Cloak Banshee there, that would have been fun. A siege tank, game over, pretty much. But 12 Marines, I don't know.
That was intriguing, and especially that early push from BCX almost killed Canary. But that was just so scrappy. Both players lost so much, and those mine hits, that's half extremely lucky, half just pure genius almost. Good positioning. I mean, it still comes down in TVT to positioning, and Canary had a mine in the low ground area that kind of cut off that retreat path after the first mine barely got its shot off on those SCVs. Got that first initial 6 SCV kill. I mean, if those SCVs are still alive later on in this game, I don't know. The game maybe goes a little bit differently, but we are into game number 2, so I'm pretty stoked to see what happens here. And spawning in the bottom right in pink from Bear Sauce down to his last life, it is BCX.
And to the upper portion of Vane Research Station, the purple Terran player for or inspiration is Canary up 1-0. Would have been nice to see a bunker last game from Canary. There's 3 Marines in a bunker. They'll hold off the 8 Marines, probably. You alive?
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm curious who was lagging, though.
Yeah, someone was lagging. I don't know. Maybe it's Canary.
It may be Canary. There was a bit of lag in the series with 1 HP as well, and it wasn't me because I'm not dropping any frames, so it's either you or Canary. Oh, there, yeah, okay. So wireless wireless will drop packets pretty consistently, so that's no fun. I have only dealt with playing video games on wireless a few times, and it's the worst thing ever. So I've played wired as much as I possibly can because I don't want to deal with it. But so far, we have nothing interesting right now.
Well, I mean, BCX is going to go 12 racks, 14 racks. Gas, let's expand into Stim on 3 racks, and then into Medevacs with the floating barracks into Bio, and 1 eBay at around the 6:30 mark, into 2 eBays around the 10-minute mark with the Armory, into the 4th base eventually, probably dropping by throughout the game. So we can just look at Canary for the rest of this.
Perhaps. We do have the gas for Canary, same timing as last game. And the barracks is going to finish up, and he's going to go from there. If he's going to go for the same exact build, I mean, why not? Maybe don't lose 10 SCVs early, and it goes a little bit better even. Well, he is making a Marine this time, so it's a little bit different to start off at least. So, see what he decides to pull out this game. It is the same opener. Canary does confirm that with his SCV scout. I don't know. I'd almost like to see BCX like wall off, even just to kind of deny scouting a little bit when he's doing a build like this. If you're gonna do something that's not, standard and it looks strange, you don't want your opponent to know. But when your opponent gets to see it, he can plan for it accordingly.
Speaking of which, Canary throw down the factory after the what is it?
SCV.
After the SCV scout dies. There we go. There's my word. Yeah, what is Canary gonna do this game? He obviously has a plan, which is to get supply blocked around 19 supply. I guess that's contra on the reactor. That's pretty cool. So we do have the second gas. We will be seeing units of the Tank Raven Banshee variety this game. And BCX is, yep, there's the CC on the low ground. There's the 1 gas. There's going to be a 3rd barracks, and then there's going to be Stim.
Canary going for this reactor here on this barracks, I have to assume he's making a lot of Marines and probably pumping his gas into tanks. Well, I don't even know if he's going to bother with the starport for a period of time at least. Just try to do his damage with tanks. Even so far as going for those Widow Mines to help out if you want to do that. And once again, we see this barracks being created for the Vision, so it's the same sort of setup. We do see a scan from BCX, so he does see this on the way, but it's a little bit different. We do have this barracks making 2 Marines at a time rather than really not making anything. There's only a single factory, but of course both the factories last game were pseudo-proxied. So perhaps BCX thinks he's a little bit safer. I don't know. Is he going to get an engineering bay?
Yeah, it'll be in probably the next minute. That's the build order he's shown 4 times in a row, 3 times in a row. This is the 4th time, I think. Yeah, he played 1 hit point first, didn't he? So this will be the 4th time he's shown this TVT build. I mean, you need the eBay, otherwise you just die to Cloak Banshee straight up. So the Cloak Banshee would pop out if it was a gas first in around 5 to 10 seconds. So he needs to be ready for that if he thinks it's going to be that. But it's not. It's going to be Marines. There's a few SCVs pulled. BCX will get the scout of this with the 1 Marine in the middle of the map. So that is awkward. As the depot gets built next to the barracks.
Well, I really hope that wasn't a depot that was important because it's never gonna finish for one, and it will die as well. BCX, he's actually sending some Marines out there. I don't know if he really realizes what is coming his way. He did see that with a Marine out on the map by that gold base there, so he should know there's units over here. There's actually some SCVs here to tank as well. The tank is not siege for Canary. He's going to have to back off a little bit at least before he's able to get this kind of push rolling at least. Where is his second tank? Because it's nowhere to be found right now. Oh, it's back home, that's why. Canary's second tank is just idling back home, yeah. He's got a 3rd tank as well as not coming down. I guess that's just for safety. BCX is trying to cut off the reinforcement path at least, which is nice, but he does take 1 shelling from a tank on that left side still. This barracks is still floating around, trying to get vision. Marine count definitely in the favor of BCX right now, but this tank is just so powerful at the moment. Once the extra tanks get down here for Canary, he's going to be in a wonderful position.
Yeah, it's going to be like a little 20 seconds or so before these tanks get down here. Actually, one of the tanks is still... Canary, your tank drivers suck. What is this tank doing? He's inside the wall. Oh, no. Canary could do with another 2 tanks down here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the tanks are doing right there. I mean, he does have the third one actually moving down, but it's just nothing but tanks and Marines on the way. And a big engagement happening. The SCVs were pulled down here. Both of the tanks are kind of right next to each other, so they weren't maybe necessarily as effective, but it's going to be plenty. And that build is just too counterable. It's just too counterable. Yeah. Too easily countered, and Canary and Tux both showed it.
I don't know how you stop tanks with that.
Yeah.
It's... I have no logic behind that build. I'm sorry. Maybe BCX can explain it at some point. But there we go.
That will do it for this group. Canary will move on with Tux. So 2 Terran players do get out of the group of 3 Terrans. So it's like pseudo nice to see. So Canary will be facing up against his teammate Mr. Lando in the round of 8.
I know he wanted Lando.
That's true. I mean, I'm sure he's probably more comfortable in a TVT just because he. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Considering how that first series went.
Yeah, he said he'd rather play Lando than me or P. Sosa, so... Or Nefarious, for that matter.
Yeah. So that will do it for, well, the round of 16 in its entirety. That is going to be all of it.